Check, check. Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos, everybody. Sharon's going to say something later, but tomorrow is Shabbat stock. It is our very first one. So if you care to see a pregnant lady and a small golden retriever puppy, then you're in for a treat, because me and my wife will be there with our dog Millie. I'm excited to see you all there. That's about it. I also realized that tonight, and this Friday, post-election is filled with a lot of emotion. Some people feel ways, and some people feel other ways. And tonight, we are gathered together as one community. I think that, I'm not gonna do a whole thing tonight. I promise, because we do have a speaker. I just want to say that Bethel is one community, and part of being in a community is recognizing the needs of others and recognizing that other people just think differently, have different thoughts, but that we share something in common, and that what we share is more important than anything else. Tonight, we share Judaism. Tonight, we share Shabbat. Tonight, we share our faith, which to me, I prioritize over many other things. I know that we are feeling. And so if you are feeling, I want to say that I'm always here. My phone number is always passed around. And if you want to come talk to me about how you're feeling, stop by. I'm really friendly. My office is always open. I'm here. Ask Jeff. I'm here during the week. Ask Sharon. I'm here all throughout the week. Ask Barbara and Stanley. I'm here. So if you want to come chat, please just let me know. But otherwise, I just want to say it is so good to see you all. It is so good to see this beautiful, wondrous, bountiful family that has come. I'm really excited. I think this evening, not only personally, but I'm excited just because I see you all. I'm excited that Dodie and Bob are back. Welcome. It's kind of, it's the changing of the seasons. And for me, I love change. I love the difference in how we progress throughout the year. And so I'm excited. And, Manny, Richie, you guys are awesome.
All right. Thank you. We're ready. You ready for a nigun? All right. Here we go. Everyone is invited to sing. Make a sound.
Make a sound.
I don't hear anybody. Don't be shy. Hey! ya la 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 la, ya 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 la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
For our candles, the whole family, just come up. Let's do it. You know who I'm talking to. Come on. All of y'all. Use guyses.
Use guys.
What is use guy? I think that's like a Pittsburgh thing.
Yeah, it is.
Use guyses? What is that, Brooklyn? Is that New York?
Both.
It's Ohio, use guyses?
Now you can't leave.
Y'all, I'm a southern boy myself. So I say y'all.
Now you can't leave. Remember that? That was in a Bronx Tale. Now you can't leave.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehalech ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Okay. All right. Some of you, most of you may go, but I'll invite some of you back up later. How about that? Sounds good. Okay. Only the select few. I'll see some of you later.
Okay, let's go to page 128. Top of the page, everybody. Psalm 133. Here we go. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim 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 shevet achim gam yachad. Let's keep it going. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. 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 Hine Matov Umanayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Umanayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Umanayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov. Yalalai, yalalai, hine matov, hine matov. Yalalai, yalalai, hine matov umanayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine matov umanayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine matov. Yalalai, yalalai, hine matov, hine matov. Yalalai, yalalai, hine matov, hine matov. Page 142, Shalom Aleichem. This is for you, Carol.
Oh, I like that.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Sharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Sharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Sharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amalakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boakem LaShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Amalakim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Boakem LaShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Amalakim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, Boakem LaShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amalakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barkuni LaShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Amalakim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Barkuni LaShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Amalakim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, Barkuni LaShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amalakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem LaShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Amalakim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem LaShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Amalakim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem LaShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amalakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Page 144, the Kaddish. Yitkadav, Yitkadash, Shemei Rabbah. Yamad Ivra Kerutev Yamlik Malkuntei. Beka Yechonu Yom Echon Ukayedecho Bet Yisrael. Bagala Ubizman Karibimeru.
Amen.
Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam Olam Eomaya.
Yitbarach
Yitashtabach Yitpahar Yitroma Yitnaseh Yitadar Yitaleh Yitalal Shemei Kudesha
B'rechu
Le'elam Min Kol Berchata V'shirata Ushbechata v'nechemata Tamiran v'yama v'imru Amen. We rise for the Baruch Hu. Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. La la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. La 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 la, ya la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Baruchu et Adonai Amevora.
Please be seated. Just kidding. No. Sometimes I play practical jokes. Simon says, stay standing. Rabbi says, stay standing for the Shema on page 152. Thank you. Sorry for the confusion.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malkuto, Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malkuto, Leolam Vaed.
159, now you may be seated. I'm sorry. That's not nice. I should be more explicit and specific. I promise. I do know the Jewish prayers. I promise. I studied for this. Page 159, we say together, sing the song of men and women, joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children, the generations to come, a song of a land once ravaged by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. I want to say one thing about that. When we say a prayer, we aren't addressing our current reality. We address the reality in which we'd like to see.
Okay.
Visham, oh, that's it.
All right.
Okay.
I was going to sing Michamocha.
Oh.
Yeah, let's sing it. 158.
You still want to sing? Okay.
Yeah, come on. You got to sing this. Mi kamoka ba'elim Adonai, mi kamoka nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef elei, nora tehilot osef elei. Malchutecha ra'uvanecha, pokea yam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze'elianu ve'amru, ze'elianu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Mi kamoka ba'elim Adonai, mi kamoka nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef elei, nora tehilot osef elei.
I do one.
Okay, the rabbi has made a special request. I take requests.
It's not all that special. It's still in the Siddur.
Yeah, but
It's
Richie,
not like a song from nowhere. It's not like I ask you to sing, some rainy Tony Bennett song, but that's not random for you now, is it?
I could do that.
It would probably, that's not going out of his league. That's like staying within his realm.
Richie plays in a group now called, what's it called, Rich? Heavy Shtetl. Richie did a concert the other day.
That's pretty cool.
With Heavy Shtetl.
I really like the name.
I don't sing heavy metal, but Richie does Heavy Shtetl. All right, Yismechu. Page 162. Yismechu.
Oh, he knows it.
He knows them all.
He's in Heavy Shtetl. Are you kidding me?
Yismechu v'malekutecha shomrei 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malekutecha shomrei 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Aham mikadeshei Mikadeshei Sheli Shabbat Kulam Yisbiu V'tangu mituvecha Shabbat 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 Yismechu V'malechutecha Shomrei 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 Shabbat V'korei oneg Shabbat Yismechu v'malechutecha Shomrei 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 Shabbat V'korei oneg Shabbat V'hashiri ratzita bo v'kidashto Shabbat Chemdan yamim Oto karata Shabbat 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 Yismechu V'malechutecha Shomrei 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 Shabbat V'korei oneg Shabbat Yismechu V'malechutecha Shomrei 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 Shabbat V'korei oneg Shabbat Zeker L'maseh Bereshit.
Rise, 166. Amidah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka Elohei Rakel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomer Chassadim Tovim V'konei HaKol Ezoker Kasdei Avot V'imahot maybe Gula Livne Vedehem, Lama Anshimo, Yahava, Meleko Zermoshiam, Baruch Atanonai, Magen Abraham, Yezrat Sarah, Atagi Bor Leolam Adonai, Mekaye Metim, Atarav Lahoshia, Mashiv Haruach, Umorid HaKashem, Mekakel Kayim Bekesed, Mekaye Metim Berakamim Rabbi, Zomek Noflim Berofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayim Emunato, Rishenei Ahafar, Mikamoka Agivurot, Umito Melach, Melech Memit, Umekaye, Umatzmiak Yeshua, Ne'emanat al-Hakayot Meti, Baruch Adonai, Mekaye, Ametim. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
You may be seated. Our prayer for healing can be found on page 371. Today we say a prayer for Linda Freeman, Joseph Greif, and Paulette Schiffman. If there are those you are thinking of who are also in need of prayer, please feel free to say their names. It's my hand or my eye, whichever comes first. We're just going to go around the room. Yes, ma'am. Okay, now left. Okay. Jeanette, all the way in the back. We're going to go down, then we're going to come up. Tammy
How about
Tischler.
Tammy?
Tammy Tischler.
Yeah.
I got that one. Yes, sir. Ronnie Sloan. Okay. Did we miss anyone? Yes, Aaron. Okay.
And I want to say a prayer for Michael Hausman and a little boy named Grayson. I was told about him the other day. I don't know his last name. Grayson needs our prayers. Okay, here we go. Page 371 in the middle of the page. Mishaberach. Mishaberach avoteinu Mekor habraka limotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu Mekor habraka lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Okay.
Yep.
You're gonna have a seat. Wait. No. I'm gonna introduce our speakers, and then we'll do that prayer afterwards.
Okay, good.
Okay, yeah, that's a good order. Okay, so our guests tonight, as I was told, are not guests at all, but technically you are a guest on the Bima. Julie Speckler Fink, whose family has been members for a very, 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 very long time. As she noted to me, probably 1960. Yeah, a long time. Whose brothers were all bar mitzvahed here, and whose obviously her upbringing at Bethel was well encouraged, and we did the best we could along with her niece, Ali Shrego Speckler, who works for the JCC out in Davie, who we're also very happy to have as honors to come and speak on Kristallnacht on our Bima this evening. As I was told that they both tell their stories from their each individual perspectives, but this was a story handed down within the family. And it brings me no better joy than to bring up some of our own members to speak to our members, as they are not strangers to you. But if you would come and join me as I'm going to leave now. This is where I leave. No, I'm going to leave. And this Bima is all yours now.
Thank you.
You got it.
Thank you. Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Cantor, Manny, Richie. Can you guys hear me?
Got to speak in the mic, Jewel.
Okay, I was trying to do that. Hi.
There you go.
Well, yeah, one for her. Okay.
You have to stand so far away.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, we want to be close. Okay, thank you. We will. Here. Hi. It's really a pleasure. Well, should I say pleasure? It's an honor to be speaking on the Bima tonight here at the temple where I grew up in, and to be with my niece and sharing this story. And thank you to Carol Edelman for asking Allie and I to do this tonight. We really appreciate it because it's a story that does need to be told. So tonight we're going to keep the story alive, and the door of a door, generation to generation. We've got to make sure that this story gets told. And this is, unfortunately, it's about Kristallnacht, but it's real and it really happened. And I'm just going to share a couple minutes of stuff, even though I know we're taking the rabbi's sermon, but we're not going to take as much time, I promise. Anyway. Let me just for background, my mother, some of you know, I know Dodie knew her for sure. I don't know who else here knew her. Maybe Beth Miller did because we lived behind them. Elspeth Margaret Adler. She grew up Elspeth Margaret Adler Elsie, to those of you who knew her. She was born September 9th, 1927 in Karlsruhe, Germany. She was the youngest of two children. She had an older brother, 5 years older, and an older sister, 7 years older. And her parents were Dr. Erich Adler. He was a physician, and we called them Oma and Opa, Grandma and Grandpa in Germany. My grandmother, keep talking. My grandmother was Irina Rosenberg Adler, and she was the first woman to receive her PhD in chemical engineering at the Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, which is comparable to MIT here today. In fact, we think she was like the first one, maybe even in the world. And my grandparents had a medical practice in Karlsruhe, Germany, together. Karlsruhe had about, like 150,000 back then, Allie? And it was just a great place to be. I'm just giving you some backdrop before we get to the bad stuff. My grandmother was very involved in the synagogue there. She was involved with sisterhood, and both my grandparents enjoyed going to the theater and arts and, all the art and cultural things. And my grandfather played the violin, and he played the accordion. So that tells you a little bit about them. They loved Karlsruhe. It was like surrounded by the Black Forest and the Rhine.
And they were incredibly patriotic.
Yeah, they were. But they knew that some stuff was happening. So in 1936, because some of the Nazi stuff was starting to happen, they sent the two oldest children through some arrangements they were able to make through some friends in London to finish their schooling, which was good because Uncle Ken got expelled for being a Jew anyway, so he wasn't going to be able to continue his education in Karlsruhe. I remember my mother telling me how sad she was that she couldn't go to regular school, public school anymore. She had to go to the Jewish school and wear the armband. So like I was saying, family and friends, they all knew that Hitler was coming, but nobody was going to ever believe that the things that he did to us, to our people, would ever, they just didn't believe it. Who's going to believe something so weird, so evil would happen? But with my grandfather, and I think Allie can elaborate on this more, my grandfather, one of his patients was an SS officer. Not that I'm giving him any props or anything, but he did confirm what was going to be happening. Then on November 9th, 1938, this was told by my mother to me and my grandparents, but they shared a lot of things with me, my grandmother especially. On November 9th, it was dark out. All of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but slowly, all these rocks were thrown into Jewish homes, hospitals, businesses, and their synagogue. And places were put on fire. And the memory that my mother shared with me and my grandmother shared with me was that of the rabbi running out of the burning temple holding the Torah. So I remember that story like it was yesterday. I've shared it definitely with my children, probably not enough with my nieces and nephews, but we're sharing it now, and that's why it's so important to share it. I wanted to just say for a minute that Allie's perspective is going to be a little bit different, but it was really cool. This summer, I went to Germany with my brother Jay, and Mindy. They're the parents of Allie, and my nephew Zach, and Allie's husband and baby. And we retraced the steps of Karlsruhe, where they lived. And the picture that you saw in the Temple newsletter had the stones of what was left of the burnt synagogue. Anyway, Allie is... I know she's going to keep the story alive with the spoken word, but she's an artist, and she's a well-known interdisciplinary artist. She even got to spend time in Karlsruhe through a Fulbright scholarship, which she can mention to you, and that's why her view is going to be different. But I know the story of not only Kristallnacht, that's kind of what we're talking about tonight, but Jewish history in general. If you look up AllieSchragerSpeckler.com, I'm not her rep or anything, I swear, but her art is Jewish history. So I know that this story and other Jewish stories will be told. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to the next generation.
Thank you, Aunt Julie. So yes, I am an interdisciplinary artist, and I've always talked about Jewish histories through my work, and really kind of the absurdity, the violence, the comedy of Jewish history through my work. But when I got very interested in my own family history, and collecting different oral histories by talking to family members like Aunt Julie and to other cousins and people I know who my great-grandmother and grandmother shared these stories with. So I started collecting all of these stories, and I actually built an immersive installation of recycled cardboard at an art fair in New York that reimagined the home that my Oma and my great-grandmother and my great-grandfather grew up in Germany. So it was really a way for me to access a history that is so far away and to bring it close to myself and to share the story with others. And for me, passing, and I think for all of us, passing on stories is so, so important. And it preserves our family history. It's really the crux of Judaism, right? We're just passing stories from one generation to a next for 5,000 years. So what really stuck out to me in that story was the idea of upstanders. And I know, like Aunt Julie said, we don't want to give too many props to the SS soldier. However, he was an upstander, and an upstander is something that it's basically the opposite of a bystander. An upstander is somebody who sees something being done that's wrong, whether it's bullying, whether it's official government-sanctioned pogroms against Jews, and they do something. And yes, this man couldn't stop the entire evening of Kristallnacht, but he could tell his comrade, who I believe the reason why they were friends, it was his patient, and then the other, yeah. So it was because my great-grandfather was a doctor, it was his patient. So he said, that he knew he was a good guy, and he told him this was going to happen, and that's one of the only reasons that our family was able to leave a month after Kristallnacht. And another reason why we were able to leave is because of another upstander. And that upstander was someone who served in World War I with my great-grandfather. My great-grandfather was a medic in World War I. He was actually a medic at the Battle of the Bulge. It's pretty incredible. And he, when my great-grandmother went to go get the tickets for the boat for our family to leave, at the station, the person selling the tickets was the wife of somebody who had served with my great-grandfather. And she wanted to get tickets out of Frankfurt And she said, oh, no, you really shouldn't. And she's like, no, I'm sure that's where we want to leave. We need to leave immediately. It's the closest way out. And he said, no, I think you should go to Switzerland. Don't you have cousins in Switzerland? She said, oh, no, we just saw those cousins last week. We're like, we don't need to go visit our cousins. And he said, trust me, please do not leave by way of Frankfurt. And it turns out that the boat that was the journey that they were going to take, everyone was rounded up and sent to Gurs. So it's just because of upstanders like that. It's individual people who decided to stand up to something happening around them that was wrong and say something is the only reason our family is here today. And I just think that's the message that we need to carry through today. I know now with all of the violence we're seeing in the uprising of anti-Semitism, it feels like we're living in those really tumultuous times that preceded the Shoah, and I think that's the message we really need to carry, is the importance of being an upstander. And also the importance of passing on stories. So if anyone here has family who they haven't shared their own story with, if you have children, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, great-grandchildren that you haven't shared your family story with, do it. Because they might not know that to ask, but it doesn't mean that they won't appreciate the story and continue to pass it down. And then I just wanted to close with a short letter that was actually written by my great-grandmother and my Aunt Julie's Oma. And I'm just going to read a short excerpt from it. About 12 years ago, I saw the synagogue of my hometown in Germany burning, set afire by hordes of Hitler's men. That was the picture I took with me when we were so fortunate to leave Germany for the United States. I cannot describe what I felt when we arrived in this country on the day before Christmas, when I saw churches and homes everywhere decorated with lights, and in Jewish homes, the lighted candles of the Hanukkah festival celebrated at the same time. We felt that we had come to a country where there was not only liberty for all, but freedom of worship also, a unique and heartwarming experience for one who had just escaped religious-less Germany. So we wanted to share that story with you all this evening, and we really appreciate your time, and we really hope that you can continue sharing these important stories, and that we remember all of the victims of Kristallnacht this evening together.
And there's an event that's happening of Kristallnacht, right?
Aunt Julie's helping me with the plug, and Rabbi Aaron already helped me. I do work at the JCC, and we have Franklin Foer, who's coming on Tuesday evening for our Kristallnacht commemoration. He's a journalist for The Atlantic.
So. It's free.
And it's free if you guys want to join. Thanks, Aunt Julie.
Thanks, Julie.
We are pro
Thanks, Allie.
JCC in this synagogue, aka I am a product of this. So before you go, 1 second. I know you have a thing, and I'm gonna do a thing. Okay. It's called God Loves Stories. This is for the two of you. When the great Rabbi Yisrael Baal Shem Tov was misfortune threatening the Jews, it was custom to go to a certain part of the forest to meditate. There he would light a fire, say a special prayer, and the miracle would be accomplished, and the misfortune would be averted. Later, when his disciple, the celebrated Magid of Mizrach, had the occasion for the same reason to intercede with heaven, he would go to the same place in the forest and say, Master of the universe, listen, I do not know how to light the fire, but I am still able to say the prayer. And again, the miracle would be accomplished. Still later, Rabbi Moshe Bliv of Sasov, in order to save his people once more, would go into the forest and say, I do not know how to light the fire. I do not know the prayer. but I know the place, and this must be sufficient. It was sufficient, and the miracle was accomplished. Then it fell to Rabbi Yisrael of Reisen to overcome misfortune. Sitting in his armchair, his head in his hands, he spoke to God. I am unable to light the fire, and I do not know the prayer. I cannot even find the place in the forest. All I can do is tell the story. And this must be sufficient. And it was sufficient. God made man because God loves stories. Okay, your thing.
Okay. For the past year, we've been singing a beautiful prayer for Israel pretty much every Friday night, Avinu Sheba Shamayim. Tonight, I want to do something a little different. I saw something on the internet the other day. It was a little video of a wedding in Israel, and you saw the bride and the groom under the chuppah, and before the ceremony began, the Cantor sang a beautiful little prayer for the soldiers of Israel, because this war has affected everybody there. And the whole country is like in a state of shock, in a state of mourning. They had 55 soldiers killed last month. And I try to read the papers from Israel every day. And the soldiers that are dying are guys that have families, that have 4 or 5 kids. They had 2 rabbis killed in action last week. Doctors, really wonderful people who are giving up their lives so that Israel can continue. So this is a beautiful little prayer. So I've been listening to it all week. I hope I can do it. It's just a short prayer. And I'll tell you what it means in English. He who blessed our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, may he bless the soldiers of Israel in the Israel Defense Forces. Mi sheberak avoteinu Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov u'yevarech et chayaleim tzva hagana leYisrael u'yevarech et chayaleim tzva hagana leYisrael u'yevarech et chayalei tzva hagana leYisrael. Short prayer for the soldiers.
You can clap. I've already said we're a clapping synagogue. There are non-clapping synagogues and there are clapping synagogues. We're clappers. It's emotion. You feel happy. You like your Cantor. That's a good thing. We rise for the Aleinu, page 586. We turn towards our ark.
Mishpechot Hadama Shelo Samchakenu Kahem Vekor Aleinu Kekol Amonam Anaknu Korim Umishtakabim Umorim Lifnei Melech Malkei Amlakim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Ushema, 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 Echad.
We now turn to page 598. We, at this evening, remember those who were killed in Kristallnacht. We remember those not of some distant memory, but as family members of our very own members. I think in some ways, sometimes we think of others, and the other takes a capital O. It's the other person. And sometimes death, it affects us personally. And tonight, we commemorate those who survived, those upstandards. I like that. That was really good. And the family members, not only of those in our synagogue, but in every synagogue. We have to imagine that for every one of these stories, there's another story, and another story, and another one of those who were generations down and further down. And that is why God loves our stories, because we're able to tell of our past and our history. Tonight, as such, we think of those who were murdered in the Holocaust, those who were slaughtered. We also think of those who have been murdered, and I say murder, not killed, but murdered, in Israel since October 7th. There have been many, including soldiers, including youngings, young men and women. We add to that list Isidore Bachman, Hannah Badian, Sadie Berger, Harry Bierman, Jeannie Brill, Samuel Bernstein, Ray Engelman, Evelyn Fine, Carol Firestone, Martin Friedman, James Fox Miller, Henry Grossman, Irving Gruen, Theo Gullen, Leo Handelman, Victor Handler, Miriam Karp, Golda Klein, Jack Kramer, Hope Lichtblau, Barbara Mayer, Barry Mayerson, Manuel Morris, William Selton, Riva Sarabinsky, Ruth Steinberg, Gertrude Stoller, Mark Trackman, Sarah Viner, Esther Viner, and David Wissow. If there are names you'd like to add to this list, please feel free to do so. So either my hands or my eye meets yours. Yes, sir. Yes. Okay. Speckler and no? Okay. Manny?
Yep, I have the names of the soldiers who fell in battle this week in Israel. So their names deserve to be said for sure. Itai, Parizat, Yair, Hanania, Shner Zalman Cohen, and Ariel Sasonov.
We together recite the Mourner's Kaddish. Page 598. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agalam v'zman gariv v'yamru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'lam l'nei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudesha barechu ve'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechamata damiran be'amah v'yimru Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim alenu ve'akol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. Osei shalom b'mramav huya asei shalom alenu ve'akol Yisrael v'yimru
Amen.
Amen. Zichronam livracha. May all of their memories be for us as a blessing. You may be seated. Our board president, Sharon Tannenhouse. Thank you.
Known as Dania Shah.
Known as Dania Shah. Shabbat Shalom. It's wonderful to be here with all of you tonight. Wonderful to know that we have people watching from home. Thank you all. Thank you, Rabbi and Cantor, for the beautiful service. Thank you, Richie and David upstairs. And thank you, Julie and Allie, for coming and sharing your story, for speaking with us. The Beam of Flowers are sponsored tonight by the Speckler-Fink and Schrago families in honor of Julie Speckler-Fink and Allie Schrago-Speckler, and with thanks for their presentation tonight in remembrance of Kristallnacht. I also have what others would, I guess we can call late-breaking news, so I have to read my hand scribbling. I'm very, very pleased and excited to announce tonight that thanks to an anonymous donor to the Speckler Family Mitzvah Fund, our Friday night Shabbat music is now being underwritten, providing our temple the ability to always have Richie's beautiful accompaniment. And we're very appreciative. I also want to point out, of course, that individual sponsorships for individual Friday nights will still be very much encouraged and very much appreciated for any special occasion or any reason you might want to do that. Tomorrow morning at 9:30, we have Torah study, followed by Shabbat morning service on Zoom.
Sure.
At 4, we have preschool's PTO annual fall festival fundraiser. It's mostly activities for our kids, but the food and the drink and the prizes are for everyone. And we can all join in the mitzvah of supporting our preschool if we come out. And then at 6, even if you can't make it to the festival, you can join us for our first, second Saturday Shabbat stock of the season, which will include Havdalah. And by the way, Sisterhood is providing us all with our own Havdalah candles, a nice addition to our usual service. On Sunday, there will be no JLC because it is Veterans Day weekend, but at 10, we'll be having our annual Veterans Day service at our cemetery. It's only about a half hour or so long, and it's a very lovely and meaningful service. Everyone is welcome to attend. Following that, we'll be burying our sacred prayer books and texts in our Geniza. You can bring anything you may have at home to be added with you, and we will bury those things as well. At 6, there is a community commemoration of Kristallnacht at Temple Israel of Greater Miami. I've been announcing that the last few weeks. It's an event with music, speeches, testimony of a 100-year-old survivor, light refreshments. It's not too late to join us on the bus that's leaving here at 4, so you don't have to worry about driving or parking. You can speak to Desiree Israel, who's here tonight. Or if you're watching from home, you can show up in our back parking lot on Sunday, as long as you're here by 4. Wednesday night, we're going to have Cantor Manny's class on Zoom at 6. Thursday at 7, we're having our sisterhood meeting, and we are having a potluck dessert party. So please bring a sweet treat to share, and everyone is welcome to join us. Next Friday at 7, Shabbat Service is here and online as always. Our speaker will be Mitchell Latzman, who grew up here at Temple Bethel and is now an environmental scientist. He'll speak to us about how we can support grassroots advocacy groups like Friends of the Everglades. Next Sunday, our Adult Education Committee is presenting their next brunch bunch with speaker Dr. Ira Sheskin, who is a University of Miami professor and a scholar who has devoted his career to studying American Jewish communities. He'll be speaking on the topic of anti-Semitism in America. That event will be free to Temple Bethel members, although donations are always appreciated. $10 for non-members. We're encouraging RSVPs by Thursday so we can make sure we have adequate seating and enough food. The week after next, we have Brotherhood on Wednesday, November 20th, and Book Club on Thursday, the 21st. Saturday night, November 23rd at 7 is the first of this season's Songs in the Chapel concerts with Alexa Lash, who is an award-winning singer-songwriter and was voted Miami New Times 2024 Songwriter of the Year. And I also want to continue saying thank you to those who've given to our High Holy Days appeal and let you know that it's still not too late if you haven't contributed yet. Whatever you're able to give, no matter how small the donation might be, we are shooting for 100% participation of our congregation this year. So please help us. Invest in Temple Bethel in whatever way you can. Know that the good you're doing, the mitzvah, is very much appreciated. We are grateful always. Details of all of this are in Trending. Make sure that you're getting it. Make sure that you're reading it. Kiddush and Hamotzi will be in the chapel, but when you leave here and you walk through the rotunda, you will help yourself to your wine and your challah on the way in, so we don't have that bottleneck in the doorway since we have such a big, lovely crowd tonight. The gift shop will be open. Thank you for listening, all of you, and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Yep.
Shout out to my book club. If you're not in the book club, you need to be. It's fun. I'm in it, and we have a great time. We read amazing books. We have wonderful conversation, and it's one of my favorite things a month that I do on a Thursday. Marlene, I'm looking at you. Yeah, you're looking at me too. No, it's great. And we read all sorts of different types of books. It's honestly it's awesome. I love book club. That's my slogan. And that's it. You ready?
Yep, we're going to walk out singing a song that everybody knows, Evenu Shalom Aleichem, which means we bring peace to you. We wish peace for our country, peace for the world, peace for each of us, inner peace, peace for our families. We love peace. Come on. Shalom Aleichem, Evenu Shalom Aleichem, Evenu Shalom Aleichem, Evenu Shalom. Shalom Aleichem, Evenu Shalom Aleichem. All right, you're welcome. Shalom Aleichem, Evenu Shalom Aleichem, Evenu Shalom. Shalom Aleichem, Evenu Shalom Aleichem, Evenu Shalom Aleichem, Evenu Shalom Aleichem.